This is Newtonjack. For context, I went through all the analysis already today, but my mic was off, so I'm just gonna go quick. And I'm gonna skip through stage choice, because I'm sure you know there's like Falco is not about picking what stage you're good on, because you're good on all the stages. It's just about being careful not to go on any of the stages other people are good on. So two minutes of stage select. Could have been hand warming. I do also want to mention that in a tournament, if you have 1 minute to do hand warmers, always ask for them as Falco, because you're such a technical player, you're going to benefit from hand warmers more than the Marth or whatever. So you just always ask for hand warmers. As Marth, I'm going to be like, alright, let's go into it, and if they don't say no hand warmers, or if they don't say hand warmers, then you're probably just checking the connection right now. It's probably just button warmers, but I do want to mention that if you are dash dancing, it should have a purpose. And you probably already know what that means. There you could have fared. Like, one good thing Mango does is if he can't get anything, if they DI too far away, at least he puts out a move that'll hit him, right? So you could be lasering on the way down there if they're too far, too. I actually like that. Part of this matchup is getting them out of crouch cancel %. So if you weak dare them, they're not going to crouch cancel grab you. So a lot of the time in a lot of matchups, poking out of crouch cancel % is the first stage of the neutral. There, you could get ledge invincibility and bear onto stage, or regrab like you did there, and you would have got that a bit earlier. But you still get it anyway. Good DI. I don't know why he's not up tilting. Oh, because he can't. That recovery, like, side B, I mean, you survived, so I'm not going to say anything about it. Maybe there was some, like, net play lag going on there, but you don't want to be jumping into F smash range. You want to be getting close, but then jumping above. Alright. There you actually did something at the end of it, so that was good. Comboing Marth. Also, here's where if you... Oh wait, no, never mind. There's so many like situations that look the same. I thought that was when you got a double dip opportunity. Good ledge refresh. If you got your bear out sooner there, would have got damage. I'm going to be talking about comboing Marth. I think it happens a lot more in the second game. I was talking about it a lot. And also that F tilt could have covered him moving in. So a while back, like, people don't realize how fast they can move out of lasers, but the fact that you're still covering their movement out of lasers means you're just that far ahead, and it's like free. So here, you could have, instead of up airing there, at around the 20%, right? If you full hop, the amount of hit stun that they have, like even there, the amount of hit stun they're in, you can full hop, not double jump at all, and just wait for the hit stun to like breathe a little bit and get a full hop dare, fast fall to stage, continue string. So you don't need a double jump. There is some times when you do want to double jump at some higher percents, but you don't need to at that percent. You can just full hop, wait, dare. There's a lot of like, it's a lot different than comboing Fox or Falco or fast fallers with Marth and Peach. There's a lot of like letting the hit stun fade, and even in Fox and Falco, you want to wait a bit and then hit them with the strong hit of dare while you're heading down. So it's good practice for that too. That was some crazy stuff. You could have just pivot bared. But like, yeah, you see like that. You could have even waited a bit longer, because he's spamming the moves, right, that he's trying to put out, and they're coming out like a quarter of the way down from the apex of the hit stun. A knock up. So just think of that. You really want to get your lasers down to dash dance level of Marth, or D-tilt level of Marth, crouching, I mean. Even Sheik, but that's really hard. And then, yeah, for situations like that, where he's such high percent, you want to just use whatever move hits at the end of that. I would have gone for up air. And there also, if you got your aerial out as quickly as you could have got a bear. I also want to talk about, I've realized, and I sort of knew already, but full hopping in neutral as Falco isn't good most of the time, because it just makes his descent. See, you even got an up tilt after that. It makes his descent telegraphed, and if they're waiting for it, like he could have dashed in and up aired you, or he could have dashed away from the place that he's even up tilting it. See, so you actually want to short hop more than not. It's only when people start reading that you're gonna short hop and they start just jumping over you for free that you want to start full hopping, and that's the 20% adaptability, because 80% of the game is just doing what's best for the character. Matchup. And there, if you even got the up air after that, but if you double jump, it doesn't go as high as your full hop, so you would have to use bear, up air, something like that instead of day. And that was a really good dash attack. Some of the dash attacks you do, where you go through them and then up tilt, most Marth would have shielded that or crouch cancelled it and pivot grabbed, or I think you can pivot grab, or dare out a shield, or a dash dance grab anyway. And I already said you should be lasering on descent as much as possible. Like there, if you had lasered, you wouldn't have been able to F smash it. Marth's grab is too long. You're actually a really smart player, and in this matchup, there's not too much like tech or, well, there's a little bit, but it's mostly just knowledge. Like, you're beating him so bad, it's hard to sort of tell what you could work on some of the time. You could have buried there, but you could be force stalking him, right? So there's still room for improvement. Like, this is a force stalkable Marth if I've ever seen one. You could end a lot more combos with down smash earlier. But knowing the timing for down smash is important. I think that, like, it was good to do that combo string as far as you did it, but you just, the last bit eluded you. And that's where, like, letting the hit stun breathe and using Dare at the hardest hit of it will let you get some more stuff like that. Because you'll be coming down the same time he's missing his tech, and then you get that thing. That could have been up tilt. You want to, like, recognize there's a few follow-ups in Pillaring and Shining, especially on Marth, where you want to use up tilt instead of down air or shine, because it sends them in the same direction, sets up for the same sort of thing. Sometimes it's even better, but you want to explore using Falco's up tilt in combo strings. That's like a crazy read. If you are gonna side B like that, you wanna do a little hop so that the landing leg is a bit less. Oh, it was just a bit too slow. Alright. One more. Also, another thing I might have missed is after crouch cancel percent for Nair is gone, you can Nair grab some of the time. What can they do after that? I'm sure they could do some. It's probably actually just good though. See, you are getting the up tilt after you. I think you should be able to side B before that, though. You've actually made me realize that wave dashing out of a shine is not always the best thing to do. Sometimes you want to jump. Especially in this matchup. You want to jump right after a shine. There's a spot you can stand as Falco, and actually you did it, so good. There's a spot every character can stand at the ledge where they're safe and they can react to every option that someone does from the ledge. At least react in the best way possible. Sometimes they like air dodge through you or something like that. But, like you have the best chances just trying to react. See, like he did it there, but he missed. Since he full hopped, it was telegraphed landing, so he can just wave dash back. You want to be like crossing up and stuff with short hops rather than full hopping. But there is times when you do want to full hop. Like this guy's jumping a lot, so you jumping over him, over his jumps, makes sense. Another thing is, if you can be patient enough to like wait a bit while they're falling down. Because if they're up in the air and you go up into the air and they just side B, they have an easier time coming down because it takes you that much longer for you to fall down. But if you wait a bit, you can get a follow-up on reaction to where they're heading. That will cover the side B as well. And send them off stage. But yeah, you should short up more. You already said that, though, so you know. This situation, he could have up tilted or up air F smashed you there when he recovered. So what Mango would do would be go out there, realize he's gonna get, realize that's gonna happen, and trade the stock instead. Because otherwise they just recover and you die. So you could have self-destructed for a kill there. Best possible option there. But of course there's also the possibility that you could have just stayed on stage and edge guard him. And you probably know that. It's just the game is fun. Good awareness. Good detail. Huh. You can even laser descending from the platform, angel platform, I think. There, that should have been a dare. If you're daring in that deep, unless you're like going for some sort of, like he's gonna dash through me, so I'm not gonna put out any move and then I'll have advantage in neutral because I'll be able to turn around right away. If you're daring in that deep, you should put out a dare instead of a laser. Because you're going to hit him even if he runs away. And that's it. Alright, hope I helped.